All right, so today we're going to work on cubes. So one of the first things we have to talk about is how do I know that I have a cube? Well, first of all, it's going to be two terms. I could have a plus sign between my two terms, or I could have a minus sign between my two terms. And then both of the numbers have got to be perfect cubes. And you made a list of those. And your exponent needs to be technically divisible by 3. Most of the time it probably will be a 3. And all cubes are going to factor into a binomial, so two terms, times a trinomial, 3 terms. There is a formula for the sum of cubes, and there is a formula for the difference of cubes. They're kind of difficult, so instead we're going to go with some acronyms. So SOAP, that's going to get our sign pattern. And what we're going to remember SOAP to stand for is S means same sign as original. O, when we go to our next sign, it's going to be opposite of the original. And then the last sign, so for the AP, that's standing for always a plus. Okay, so let's just apply our sign pattern here. So like we said, it's going to be a binomial and it's going to be a trinomial. And I'm going to apply my SOAP so I can get my sign pattern. Same, opposite of original, always a plus. So I've got my setup for my signs. Now I'm going to get some numbers in there. So that's where we come to Cave Spring Middle School. And the C is going to be, I'm going to take the cube root. And then the S is going to be for squaring the first term. And the M is going to be multiply your two terms to equal or make your middle term. And then the last S means I'm going to be squaring my last term. Okay, so if I take the cube root of this guy, that's going to give me an X, and the cube root of 27 is a 3. I'll show you in a minute on the calculator how to get that if you need to. And then the S for squaring, I'm going to square that guy. I'm going to multiply those two to make the middle. And then I'm going to square that guy. Boom, done. Graph all that with a thick line choice, and they should match up. So now let's try one more. All right. It's a cube because he's a perfect cube and he's a perfect cube. Binomial, trinomial. Sign pattern, same, opposite of original, always a plus. Take his cube root, which is a 5. Take his cube root, which is a 3. X, square this guy. Multiply together. And square this guy. That means squaring both pieces. Graph, they should match up. Make sure he's the thick line choice. Now, on the calculator, if you want to take a cube root, you can go to Math, and then I can go to option 5, and then I can put in my number. Well, I can put in a 3 there if I need to, and then I can put in my 125. Enter. Or I can hit Math, and then just option 4, that's automatic cube root, and I don't have to enter that 3. So that's a little quicker. All right, let's try a couple more. All right, now these two are a minus, those two are plus. But if you use the acronyms, there's really not anything different going on here. So it is a cube, so I've got my binomial and my trinomial. Same, opposite, always a plus. His cube root is 7. His cube root is a 2x. Square him. Multiply to make your middle term. And square both pieces. Done. Now with this one, I am always looking for a GCF first, and I should have said that, but they didn't have a GCF. This one we've stumbled upon has a GCF. It's 8, so I'm going to factor them out. That gives me an x cubed minus a 27y cubed. And then there's my GCF, but here's a perfect cube. So that's going to go into, there's the binomial, there's the trinomial, same, opposite of original, always a plus, and then I'm going to take the cube root and get x minus 3y. Square him, multiply those two. Don't worry about your signs, you've already taken care of those. And then square this. And that's it, done. He'd be a tough one to check on the calculator, too many variables.